good Saturday afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. It's coming up on 3:36 p.m. I'm sorry, 4:36 p.m. Central, 5:36 p.m. Eastern on your Saturday afternoon, July 9th, 2022. Dr. Don with you in our Severe Weather Center as we are watching some nasty thunderstorms break out across Mississippi and Alabama this afternoon. And we dealt with a round of showers and thunderstorms this morning. That is since gone, but here comes round number two. And the Storm Prediction Center out in Norman, Oklahoma has issued a severe thunderstorm watch, which covers a good chunk of West Alabama, Central Alabama, even gets into East Alabama there for portions of Coosa, Tallapoosa County, St. Clair County, back over into Chilton. It does not, at the moment, cover Clay, Cleburne, Randolph, Chambers, Tallapoosa, or Lee. And, of course, none of our West Georgia counties. Remains to be seen whether they shift this thing a little further to the east. It would not surprise me at all within the next hour or so to see an extension back further to the east for this severe thunderstorm watch. Now, we do have one severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued by the National Weather Service office out of Birmingham, and that is the reason that we are here. And let me go over and show you where that is. That is going to be for a severe thunderstorm near Vincent, or just to the east of Harpersville, north of Childersburg. This storm is moving off to the east-southeast. It's headed for Winterboro. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning now for Talladega County of East Alabama. This severe thunderstorm warning expires at 5 p.m., so we've got about another 22 minutes or so to go with this severe thunderstorm warning. The hail threat with this one up to about 3/4 of an inch of hail, if there is any hail. But the biggest threat here is going to be straight-line gusty winds of up to 60 miles per hour. Matter of fact, we do have a hail marker, so we're seeing that there is a 100% chance that we do have hail with this storm, and there's an 80% chance that it is significant. So, yeah, let's pay attention to the hail threat with this storm, and our marker showing it, pretty close to 235, where 235 runs up into Talladega County, though I don't see much in the way of an indication of hail other than that marker. Let's look at a couple of other products right quick. Oh, I take that back. There it is. We do have some pretty significant hail falling there just to the west of 235. Be just to the east of 231. They're just north of Harpersville. So the hail core would be north and east of Harpersville up in Talladega County. So that's pretty significant right there. Now let's look at, that's the possibility of severe hail. Let's look at the estimated size. My goodness, we may have some 2-inch hail going on here, which is going to be about a little bit bigger than golf ball size. About the size of a hen egg is what the National Weather Service calls 2-inch hail. So that's pretty significant. So that's going to be one of the threats with these afternoon storms today. So you folks over here in Winterboro, I think the hail core stays well north of Childersburg. But you folks over here in Winterboro, you need to take those precautionary measures, and let's see about getting those automobiles protected. If you can't get it under a carport or a garage or a shed or a barn or something to protect it, then at least take an old blanket out there and put over your automobile. That will help. Not sure how much good it does with 2-inch hail, but it'd be better than not having any at all. So go ahead and take care of that. All right, let me go back up to the reflectivity, and there you go. There's that core of that storm crossing over 235 there. 280, it's going to stay north. I think the core stays north of 280 down here at Childersburg. So right crossing over 235, Then we go up to the northern part of the county. Now, we've got a heavy thunderstorm from Talladega all the way back up to Center Point right there along I-20. But the part of the storm that the Weather Service is warning for is down here in the west central, maybe a little bit southern sections of Talladega County. It's not for this stuff up here around the lake, up on the north end. Even though that's pretty heavy, you got very heavy rainfall up here. We have some hail markers and no doubtly some gusty winds. But the part of the storm that's being warned for is between Harpersville and Winterboro and north of Childersburg. And that's for the possibility of 2-inch in diameter hail with this storm. So let me zoom back out. We'll show you what's going on everywhere else. Folks, always remember, if I'm not talking about your community or your county, then you have absolutely nothing to worry about. There's nothing going on there, I promise you. If you're in East Alabama and there's something of any great significance going on in your community, you're going to hear the name of your town. So if I'm not talking about your town, that's because you have nothing to be concerned about right now. And so I'm not talking about Cleburne. I'm not talking about Clay, Randolph, Talladega, Coosa. I'm sorry, I am talking about Talladega. I'm not talking about Tallapoosa. I'm not talking about Coosa, Chambers, or even down into Lee, or none of our West Georgia counties because the storms aren't there yet. But they're moving in that direction. So you folks over here in Clay, especially the western half of Clay County, you need to be paying attention to what's going on over there in Talladega County because it's coming in your general direction. And even you folks over in Randolph, you need to start kind of watching off to your west and northwest. No need to take any precautionary measures right this minute. But you need to be aware. You need to be weather aware for the next couple of hours across East Alabama and West Georgia. You see that green box down there, southern Troup County and then northern Harris? That was a flash flood warning that was issued at 11:45 this morning. That was for flooding down there at West Point. I've been seeing some photographs. Now, that was from this morning's rain. There is a chance you could see that happen again this evening when these storms get down into the West Point area. But, you know, that area of West Point right there along the river is notorious for doing what it did this morning when you get a quick 3 and 4 inches of rain, which is exactly what happened down there. But be careful, folks. I saw photographs of people just driving right on through it like there was nothing to it. Yeah, that's not the safest thing to do. Be very careful. Remember to turn around. Don't drown. So we go back and look up here north of Birmingham. I mean, this line of thunderstorms now developing, and all this has just developed in the last hour and a half or so, stretching from Talladega all the way back across I-20 to near Anniston, and then up here to around Aliceville, and then back off to the west. Let me take the lightning off. I mean, you can see right there, there is a ton of lightning out there. I mean, that's 1,363 strokes of lightning in the last 2 minutes across Alabama and back into Mississippi. So tremendous lightning output. Let me take that off so we can see a little better what's going on here. And so from Talladega to Anniston, back up to Gadsden, to Albertville, and then back over toward Coleman and Hartselle up in North Alabama. Russellville, back down to around Hamilton up there on Interstate 22. Then that stretches back into Mississippi. Near Tupelo, Mississippi, look at all those severe thunderstorm warnings up there. I mean, I can't even count them. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like maybe 4 or 5 severe thunderstorm warnings up here north of Columbus, Mississippi, around Tupelo. And then that stretches back over toward Oxford. And even all the way back over, you can't see it on radar because it's out of range, but even all the way back into Pine Bluff, Arkansas, we have severe storms. Well, all of that's moving off to the east, southeast, while the entire area is slowly dropping to the south. So what I'm trying to say here is you folks across East Alabama, once this gets started, it's going to be a very stormy night across East Alabama. It may last for multiple hours here. We may be looking at showers and thunderstorms that may continue for 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours before this stuff starts to calm down. So on top of all the rain we got this morning, here comes another gully washer. And it may, because of the rain we had this morning, that may cause some flash flooding. And we're going to be looking at some nighttime hours here in the next couple, 2, 3 hours. So got to be careful if you're going to be out there driving around this evening. Now, we also have a severe thunderstorm watch. We told you about that at the top of this broadcast. That basically stretches from Gadsden to Anniston to Sylacauga and Montgomery west. We are kind of waiting now to see if they're going to extend that further east as this line moves to the east. And bear with me just a second while I check the National Weather Service chat room to see if we have any discussion on what they're going to do here. No. They are reporting, they're posting all of their damage reports from this morning. And they just posted from Chambers County, Alabama, flash flooding reported at 11:30 this morning. Reports of several roadways were flooded in and around the Lynette area. We were just talking about that. They did just cancel the severe thunderstorm warning for Shelby County, but they continue it for Talladega County. Let's see if we can. The severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 5 p.m. for western Talladega County. This was at 4:47. A severe thunderstorm was located near Childersburg, moving to the southeast at 10 miles per hour. Hazard with this storm, 60-mile-per-hour winds. And possibly some large hail with this particular storm. So I do not see a heads up on whether or not they're going to extend the severe thunderstorm watch. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, so I'm going to go up here to the chat room. I'm going to look and see if anybody has any particular questions. And because this may end up being a long event, I'm not going to stay on a long time on this particular one because this is affecting a very small area there of Talladega County. Let me see if anybody has any questions. Don't forget to send me those Facebook stars, folks. That helps us out tremendously. We took a lightning strike Thursday, wiped us out. We appear to be back and operational now, and everything looks good. But we lost some equipment, so anything you can do to help us, we greatly appreciate it, either by sending us those Facebook stars or by going to drdonwx.com, and you can hit that donate button there on our home page and support us that way as well. Glenn Morgan's watching us over on Lake Martin. Good afternoon, Glenn. Be very mindful of these storms as they move into the Lake Martin area a little later on. That lightning can be rough out there on the water. Sherry Smith. Hello, Sherry. Kellyanne Kepner watching us over in Roanoke. Miss Iris King is watching us this afternoon. Kim McCarley, good afternoon, Kim. Sandra Walker watching us from Lineville. Cammie Ray is on Lake Wedowee. Y'all be careful out there on that water. Beverly Pike is in Rock Mills. Nita Starnes watching us from Glenn, Georgia. Hey, Michelle Curtis. Let's see here. Jennifer's reporting some sprinkles in Cleburne off of Highway 78. Chris McKee is watching us. There's Linda watching us from Foster's Crossroads. Gloria watching from Mossback Ridge. Hey, Mary Keel. Sharon Shattuck's storming in St. Clair County. Indeed it is. Kelly Bass is watching us this afternoon. Patricia's watching. I think you meant to say watching in Roanoke, but you're not sure if you're going to get hit. Yeah, you're going to get hit. Now, I can't tell you exactly what the intensity of the storms will be when they come into Roanoke, but you're going to get some more showers and thunderstorms later on this afternoon. All of this is moving to the east-southeast. Roanoke being down here, and you can see right here this stuff is moving in that general direction. It's probably another hour or so away. These storms are very slow movers. But, yes, you're going to get some more storms in the Roanoke area later on today. Thanks, Sherry. Valerie's watching us at Marston's Crossroads. Summer in Wedowee. Folks, when you see that Restream.io post pop up there, that's for Facebook users. If you're on Facebook, and if you haven't already done so, you need to click that link, the chat.restream.io/FB link, and give Restream permission to show your name so I know who you are. If you're on Facebook and you haven't done that, then I don't know who you are. And unfortunately, Facebook, they used to didn't require this, but now Restream is the program that we use to disseminate our signal to all of our different social media platforms. So Facebook now requires that you give Restream permission to access your username so I can see who you are here in the chat room. It's ridiculous, but that's what we have to do. So I think you only have to do it one time, and then you're in. So if you would, click on that link so we can make sure we know who you are. Nan is in Ranburne. Ruth Earl. Hey, Ruth Earl. Sherry's asking just how bad is this one. Well, we got a lot of hail possibilities, and we got some gusty winds and some very heavy rain. Now, we don't, this is really not tornado weather, but, anytime you have a thunderstorm, you cannot completely rule out that possibility, but I wouldn't anticipate tornadoes out of this type of weather system. This is going to be one of those days where you're going to get real gusty winds are going to hit you right before before the rain starts, and you're going to have some pretty nasty thunder and lightning, and then you're going to have very heavy rainfall. Let me go back over here and put the lightning count back on, and you can see what I'm talking about with the lightning. Just in that frame that we're looking at right there, we're looking at almost 300 strikes in the last 2.5 to 3 minutes. So this is very significant lightning taking place. And I'm kind of stalling here to the top of the hour to see if they're going to extend that severe thunderstorm warning down in southern Talladega County any further to the east. Marie is in Lineville. Rock Mills, probably hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes before it gets over there. But you understand, you could have more. You could have a different storm develop well ahead of this. Probably won't, but it's possible. So, I mean, if you're doing something outdoors, stay aware of what's going on. Don't say, the doctor said it's going to be an hour and a half. We can go back to doing what we're doing and not pay attention. That's not the way this stuff works, folks. The main line as it's moving right now, the intensity it is right now, probably an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, maybe, give or take 15 or 20 minutes into the Rock Mills area. But that could change, so stay on top of what's going on. Same thing for Wedowee. We actually have a storm developing right there over Mount Cheehaw that's running way out ahead of the main line. And then right there at the end of the loop, it kind of dissipates a little bit. So that's what I'm talking about. Jason is in Alexander City. Emily's watching us down in Valley. Chris Head is in Lime. Good to see you, Miss Chris. What's happening with Dowie? Yeah, there's a possibility Limeville's going to get some heavy thunderstorms. You got a very heavy thunderstorm just off to your west over in Talladega County. Joyce McDonald's in Lineville. Brenda Rich is watching us in Lineville. Kathy is in Andalusia, way down there in South Alabama. Hey, Janine Heineman, I'm glad you finally got your username fixed so I can see that you're in here. Good to see you. Opelika, Alabama. There's Dar Staples. Shelby Langley is in here. Pine Mountain. Hey, Nick. Woodland, Alabama. Hey, we're going to be hanging out in Woodland coming up on the 30th of July for the Burn Fest. Y'all get your tickets. We're going to be giving away some more Dr. Don T-shirts and some other goodies. Opelika, you're going to deal with this too probably before the day is over with, but yeah, it's going to be probably a couple of hours before you see anything down there. All of this stuff is moving toward Woodland, Roanoke, Wedowee, Lineville, Ashland, 5 Points, Lafayette, Auburn, Opelika, Alexander City. If you're in East Alabama, this stuff's headed in your direction. Yeah, it's going to come across Clay County first, and then it'll get into Alexander City area down there in Tallapoosa County. Then it'll move into Randolph and Cleburne and Chambers, and then eventually into West Georgia. Well, that's probably the first time I've ever been asked that question. What are the chances of getting struck by lightning and become deaf from a loud thunderclap? What's more likely to happen? I think becoming deaf from a... This has got to be a trick question. I would say becoming deaf from a loud explosion or thunder, however you want to call it, before you'd get struck by lightning. But no, Summer. So far, we haven't seen any tornadoes in this line of thunderstorms. I mean, again, anytime you have a severe storm, you cannot completely rule out that possibility. But this is not a setup that's conducive for tornadoes. But now understand, damaging straight line winds, 60, 70, 80 mile per hour straight line winds can cause just as much damage as a low end F0 or F1 tornado would cause. So, I mean, don't not pay attention to what's going on around you just because we're not having a bunch of tornadoes today. Yeah, well, the problem with that, Chance, is, and I do have a TikTok account, 10 minutes won't work. Sometimes we go for hours. Delta's in the house. Hey, Brandy. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate those kind words. You got a pretty heavy storm headed your way, Oxford. I mean, it's at the moment not severe, but it could go severe. Hey, Benny Floyd. Thank you for watching, brother. Susan's in Wedowee. Tin Shop's in the house. Christy's watching us from Lineville. Jessica Waters is up in Delta. Yep, you're going to deal with it in Delta also. trying to race at Hollis Crossroads. Better get her did quickly, Shane, because you got rain headed your way. Y'all start hearing thunder up there. It's time to shut it down. Don't leave folks outside with it thundering in the area. Thunder and lightning, deadly combination. People and lightning don't mix. Okay, let's see where are we at here. It's 5:02. We lost the severe thunderstorm warning for Talladega County. All right, so we have no warnings in effect, so that's going to wrap up this live broadcast. So let me recap what we got going on here very quickly. Very heavy line of storms stretching from about Jacksonville to Anniston to Oxford, then to about Shulafini, back across the mountain there at and back over toward Talladega, and then to Childersburg, and that stretches all the way back up to north of Birmingham. All that stuff is moving to the east-southeast. A severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for central and west Alabama. So far, they have not extended that severe thunderstorm watch into east Alabama or west Georgia. That could change. And then look at what's going on across northwest Alabama, back into Mississippi. And you can't see it because the radar won't go that far, but you can see where the lightning bolts are. We got storms all the way back to Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and Texarkana, stretching all the way out to Tyler, Texas. I mean, back into Dallas. We have showers and thunderstorms. And all this mess is going to continue to move off to the east and sink a little further south as it moves east. So there we go. That's what's happening right now. I'm going to step aside because this could be one of those situations where we end up hanging most of the night, at least the early part of the first half of tonight. So just remain weather aware, and I'll be back with you if we get any more severe weather warnings as we watch this weather set up across Alabama and Georgia. Folks, don't forget to help us out if you can. We like those Facebook stars, and if you want to go over to our website and send us some love that way, you can do it by going to drdonwx.com. There's a link there in the chat room, and just click on that donate button. If you could help us out, we greatly appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll continue to watch this for you, and just as soon as we have more severe weather warnings that affect East Alabama, we'll be in, or West Georgia, we'll be right back with you here on Dr. Don's Weather.